Test it, test it, test the sound. Test it, test it, test the sound. Okay. Sound is good. We good. Thank y'all. Welcome to another Wild Wednesday stream. Half hour off. Usually start at 8. Excuse me. Start a half hour later. Like I mentioned to you guys before, about to be a first time dad, and my girlfriend, the mother of my child, she came by for a little while. Ran a couple errands with her. You know, every time she called, I want to talk. You know, I try to be available. So, but she made it home safe. So, probably won't hear from her for the rest of the night. But if so, you know, if I mute my mic, that'll probably be the reason why. But other than that, we're ready tonight. Marathon. We ain't played Marathon in a while. I haven't played it in a while. I only play this when I play live with you guys. I haven't played it on my own. I've been pretty much slacking with my gaming lately, as y'all noticed. So I apologize for that in advance, but I appreciate y'all for the love still. Channel been on a standstill, which is understandable. Hasn't really done a lot of content, so like I said, I try to do as much as I can, but like I said, I know things is probably going to change. Like I said, I'm looking for another job in the evening time. So if something come through, then at least we'll have to change my times when I stream. I'll probably start streaming in the mornings. And Sunday I just I didn't even make a poll. Guess we're dealing with a lot of stuff, so I didn't make a poll. But we're gonna try to go live Sunday because you know the NFL season is right around the corner. So this only gonna be until the season starts. So maybe about another I think opening Wednesday is 5 weeks away. So about 5 weeks. So I'm gonna try to go live on Sunday nights. Even though this Monday I work, but I just gotta come up with a theme. I'll put all that together tomorrow. And we is going to have the Silent Sports Movie episode 339 tomorrow. A lot of sports news, NFL, NBA, MLB, of course, getting closer and closer to playoff time. So we'll review all that tomorrow. We'll talk a little WNBA. Around 10, I'm not going to say specifically at 10, so I'm not going to set a pre-live. I'm just going to, when I'm able to go live, I'm just going to go. But 10 o'clock would be that target time that we go live. So join me tomorrow morning. We'll talk a little sports. I'm going to brand a little bit on here tonight. So mostly I want to talk about, let me start the game up now. They had an update, so I don't know if they changed a lot of stuff. So let me look and see how the game looks. But yeah, I'm definitely going to talk about Russell Westbrook tonight. Give him his flowers. He retired. He retired on social media today. So 18 seasons, probably one of the most athletic, most hard-working. This guy never took a playoff. Gave it his all, 100%. Of course, never was a champion, but Tyler did triple doubles, but I think Nikola Jokic going to eventually pass him. He's like already like 10 behind or 9 behind. I saw the list today, so um, so I'm definitely gonna get my thoughts on Russ throughout the stream tonight, and we'll talk more about him tomorrow as well. Let me see. I had to start spending my money. My money about to overflow. Okay, so let's look into. See, I got a couple of messages today, so let's see if there's anything significant that's different tonight. But yeah, I'll probably start with the Destroyer shell, and then we'll rotate it like we normally do. Don't have much other than the blog tomorrow. Don't have much to do tomorrow, so we'll try to stay on at least for the 2 hours as we normally do. Maybe go a little over, depending on how the flow of the stream is going. So, but like I said, thank you guys so much for your patience. Like I said, I haven't been doing a lot of uploads. I got a couple of projects that I froze. Resident Evil, Hades 2. I love Hades 2. I've been playing that on my free time for sure. Only thing I've been putting up is Call of Duty videos here and there, but so let's see. So last shell I was Sentinel shell, which is the newest shell, but we're gonna go back to the Destroyer. Do I have any? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't have any, so can't upgrade. Let's see what the messages is about. Okay, yeah, they had to update. Okay. So they just had a couple updates. Like I said, I think I ain't played this in like 2 or 3 weeks at all, so. But yeah, we're gonna do what we normally do. We're gonna, I'm gonna rotate the maps. Let's go into the armory. Like I said, I gotta start spending my money because I'm capped out. Okay, so these are login awards. Well, let's go ahead and do the login awards. We'll come back again and check that out. Alright, so let's go ahead and prepare. Like I said, I'm running solo because I just not good at the game. I gotta check what my card track is as well. Okay, they already got me solo. Okay. Alright, so we ready to roll out. Let me gotta send a text message and then I'll be ready to roll. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead for our first run. Go ahead and crack this live up tonight. Appreciate y'all. Hold on, let me go back and see something. Can we... It's both here tonight. It's not available. Okay, so it might be available maybe within our stream. If so, we'll do the night. Dire Mars outpost is still the same. Cryo, I'm still not eligible for it. So, okay. Alright, we're gonna start perimeter. Go ahead and go from there. That's it. Appreciate you guys. Usually it takes a long time to load in. See how long it takes. I think my mic is on. Yeah, that's right, it is. I don't think the other players can hear me. Okay, just gotta finish off a down runner. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, I never used this gun before for sure. Need the map.
Shell primed for
Let's go towards station. We'll probably go through North Relay. Of course, the exfil is what we need to get out of here. So, but yeah, I hope you guys do join me tomorrow morning. I have been trying to do a sports vlog every week. I think the last one was Tuesday, so it'll be 9 days since the last one. Thursday is usually my target time. It's usually Thursdays is right at the end, in the middle of the week. So it's like, something happens. We can cover like this Russell Westbrook thing. I'm glad that broke tonight. Well, today. So then we got preseason football tomorrow. As everybody else start their preseason. We'll talk about the Hall of Fame game as well. I didn't write that in my notes, but we'll touch on it more just to look back on, certain things with that. Oh shoot. Uh-oh, we got her. Yeah, he got us. So that was a quick one. We'll go back in. Yeah, it didn't last long at all. Probably was using the same gun I was using. We were shooting the same, so. I wonder how long the season got, because I think this season started in June. We're in August now, so probably get close to the season. We're going to change the map. We're going to go to Dire Marsh and go to the daytime. That's the only one that's unlocked right now. So, I gotta, like I said, I do my, let me use this one again. Oh shoot, put it to the book bag. Yeah, I played this in a long time, so I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Um, so there we go. Alright, I'll go ahead back out. But yeah, I was sort of. Well, I'm not shocked that Russ is retiring. I'll probably go deeper into it tomorrow, but he had offers from the Kings who he played with last year. But the Kings, they just got younger with Darius Acuff and Washington. I think Washington would have been a good fit for him. Now that they're deeper, he probably would have came off the bench there as well. But I think this tells me I think Russ is just maybe just satisfied. He's just done mentally. Excuse me, but he definitely had a great career. Definitely an all-time great. To me, definitely a Hall of Famer. That's what I'm going to be curious for your first bout, with sports. And like I said, I'm one of the ones that I don't like the first ballot, whatever. I think if you're a Hall of Famer, you should get in when it's your time. I don't really like the first ballot, because I guess that's an honor to be first ballot, obviously, but in all sports. But I don't like that. And I know part of it's because they try to control, everybody got a speech, so they try to not have it be. But honestly, I feel like if it had to be, I'm just throwing a number out there. If it had to be 10 people deserving of the Hall of Fame that year, all 10 of them should get in that year. I don't know, make an adjustment, make the show longer, because long enough who's going to be honored. So just adjust the show or give them lesser time for their speech. I don't know. But I don't think it should be relegated because you don't want to be too many guys, so the ceremony don't last as long. Especially the NFL, because the NFL now, the Hall of Fame game now is, which like I said, I'm going to talk about tomorrow. It used to be Sunday, which was the day after the ceremony. The ceremony used to be Saturday. So I guess they didn't want it to be too long, because, they got to come out and get honored before the game and all that. So now the game is first, so everybody can get honored, during the game, and then they can have the ceremony Saturday. Like, they had the ceremony. They ain't gonna have the ceremony until Saturday anyway. So NBA, I think it's different. I think the NBA have theirs during the summer also. I think. Well, in September. I know they don't have it during the season. NFL don't even. I think baseball is the only one that have their ceremony on a Sunday during the season. So, I guess I don't like that, but I don't think I don't like nobody to have to wait a year or so or whatever, like how they did Bill Belichick, for example. But people just don't like Bill Belichick. People just more jealous of Bill Belichick, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, he got the Spygate thing. Now the Deflategate, I really don't blame Belichick for. I would put that more on Brady if you want to blame anybody, but I mean that to me is significant as well. So he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Or it should be in. I don't think he should have to wait a year. So, but all that being said, I mean, like I said, all-time leader, triple doubles. Like I said, but I mean, Joker go to pass him. Ain't nobody else really close other than Joker. I don't think with the list that I saw. I know LeBron is up there. Oscar Robertson, of course, they ain't playing anymore, but he's like still third all time in triple doubles, which is crazy. Yeah, I think it's Westbrook, Joker. I think this is Axel Robinson. Then it's like, I think it's Magic. I don't think LeBron has Magic yet. I think Magic is fourth, and then LeBron is fifth. I think at triple doubles all time. So, maybe map is loaded up, but yeah, I'm sort of surprised because I know he can still play. Like, I know he can still give you something, but I think maybe he just, you know, he just sort of wore out from. Like I said, he gave it his all for now 18 years. Controversial at times. I don't want to say controversial because it's his fault, but dealt with fans, dealt with certain things. Of course, he's definitely a Thunder. Like, he's always going to be OKC Thunder. Of course, with him and Durant. Year before that, him and Harden and Durant playing together, the young Thunder team made it to the finals. Went against the Miami Heat, which, you know, you didn't expect them to beat the Miami Heat. You know, they let Harden go first. But like I said, you always just, what if, like, if they'd have stayed together, I think they definitely would have broke through and won a championship. Because I think if they would have kept Harden, now I don't know if Harden left. Why the Spurs? Because the Spurs was pretty much the Western Conference team, and it was the Heat and the Spurs basically doing that Heat run. Hey, what happened? What happened to me? Did I go outside the... I think I might have went outside the, Did I go outside the map? Honestly, I wasn't paying attention, so we're gonna run this one back. But I think that's what happened. I think I went outside the map, but that sucks because I think I lost my my free thing, yeah, so we had to use the sponsor free one. Which is only a pistol, so. But I think eventually I'm gonna, like I said, this little red symbol basically said, you know, I'm about to max out on my money, so I might as well start spending it and just making my own loadout. But right now we just gonna go ahead and use the sponsor kit. Yeah, we just gonna run that back. We're gonna run back the same map. I think I wasn't paying attention and stepped outside the map, so they eliminated me automatically, so. But yeah, I salute Russell Westbrook. He's one of my favorite players. Just like I said, I like all players that play. Anybody that plays hard, they definitely get my attention. Don't treat the game. He was like that. You know, somebody you wish he would have won. I was going to go into the OKC situation. You know, like I said, you know, they let Hart go. You see what he did in Houston, so maybe that was the right thing for Harden for sure. I don't think Harden would have never reached the level he reached if he would have never left. Now Durant, I love Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is just a different guy, like a different cat. Thunder, you know, had the 73 Warriors, the 73 winning Warriors team down 3-1. Warriors came back. The ironic thing, they came back and won that series, but then they got to the finals and they blew a 3-1 lead themselves. So that was a weird year. And I think the Thunder could have beat Cleveland in the finals if they would have finished it off. But we'll never know that. You know, Durant leaves, go to State. You know, what happens after that. Westbrook stayed a few more years. Then he finally leaves. Where did he go first? I think, did he go to Washington first? So he moved around a lot after that. No, he went to Houston because he actually wound up playing with Harden. They still didn't get it done. Then I think he went to Washington after that. Then went to the Lakers. You know, don't want to keep bringing up LeBron, but him and LeBron basically, you know, LeBron vouched for him, but then once he got there, Westbrook wasn't feeling LeBron. Goes to the Clippers, have a decent run there with the Clippers. Um, then I think he went to Washington. Or did he go to Washington first? Then go to the Clippers. But they all the teams he played for. I do some research on that. Go to Sacramento, basically come off the bench there. So. But he's an all-time great. It's not even, not a question, at least for me. Of course, weakness was shooting. He wasn't a consistent shooter. He could definitely get to the basket. Especially in his early days, he was athletic. He would basically dunk over you. But his jump shot was consistent enough, that opened up his game. He was a hustler. That's how he got the rebounds. He passed the ball, obviously, with the assists. So respect to him. I'm glad, I always say congratulations when you retire most of the time. And I think this is another way, because I think he went out on his own. He didn't want to just fade out and just ride the bench. Well, not ride the bench, but just be a bench player the rest of his career. I kind of get that, so. Like Allen Iverson, similar once he started bouncing around, because it's not even about, I don't want to use the word ego, but when you've been at basically the top of the top, then now, you're relegated to just being a bench player.
Anomalous interference
Now, me personally, like, it's probably easy for me to say this because I never played professional sports, so I can easily say, well, I would just, like Vince Carter. Like, Vince Carter is a perfect example. Like, Vince Carter was one of the elites in this league, but he lasted 20 years because, I think the last 5 or 6 years, he was a bench player and still was productive. So he wound up playing 20 years. And Vince Carter was his game developed, late his career, but basically he was just athletic. He just was more athletic. He could just get to the basket, dunk over you, do whatever. But he developed a consistent jump shot. He became a legitimate scorer. To go back and look at his Toronto days, again, they getting over the hump, but he had the Raptors competitive. So, but once after that, he went to the Nets. I think they were still in New Jersey then. He was pretty much the guy there. And then pretty much after that situation, he started to see the decline. And he moved around, basically became a 3-point shooter, which you never would have thought Vince Carter would be just basically a spot up 3-point shooter. That's basically what he became. So, AI, like I said, just a tough guy. Basically, wore his heart on his sleeve, but I think he just couldn't. Like, he had a rant in Philadelphia. Like, you gonna ask a 2-time All-Star to come off the bench. I don't know if it was in Philly, but I know he had a rant. Like, basically, his mindset was like, I'm not going to, I really don't want to come off the bench. I mean, he did it in Memphis. I think he did it, later in his career a little bit, but then even the big three, like when he went to the big three, and I don't follow the big, I might try to fit that in tomorrow. Let me do some research on the big three, but when he came to the big three, man, that he didn't even play, and it just made just the buzz that he might play. But then it was time that AI is he's sort of a different cat too. He don't go with the wind blow. He gonna do what he want to do, and I don't mean that in a negative way. But it was times he didn't even show up. He wasn't there in the arena at all, and he just wound up not, just not doing it. I think he just didn't want to. So, but Russ, like I said, I respect Russ. For lasting as long as he did, 18 years. Any sports, lasting that long in any sport, I don't care what sport it is remarkable. Um, I just hope, because he's not. Well, the media. I mean, my vibe. I don't think the media hates him, but it's a lot of people that, because he speak his mind. Anybody that speak their mind is always somebody that sort of against you, or because how he played the game. He got his game got criticized a lot by the media, so I think they're going to pretty much downplay his career a little bit. So I wouldn't be shocked if he don't get in the first time around. And honestly, like, how he is, like, to me, at least what I think, yeah, he retired, but I think if he in the right situation, he feel like he can contribute, he might end it, he might still play this year. So I'm not going to rule that out either, but as of right now, he's retired. So I'm going to give him his flowers, and we're going to talk a lot about him. He's going to be pretty much the main topic tomorrow. So join me tomorrow morning for more of my deeper thoughts on Russ. I'm going to try to do some more research about his career. But the stuff, some of the stuff I sort of just knew off the top of my head. I knew he was all-time leader in triple doubles. He averaged a triple double. Only person to ever do that was Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson is one of those players. I never seen him play. Obviously, I'm too young, but even back at that time, for him to do what he was doing with the big man, he was what 6'8", 6'9", I think.
For 20 minutes.
But for him to do what he was doing at that time was remarkable. So, and he only won one title, I think. So, right now, Joker, who's probably, like I said, most likely going to pass Russ in triple doubles, he only got one title right now. So I think people are going to just sort of downplay this. Like, the triple double is amazing to do, but I think some people probably would downplay it because, everybody that's high and doing it don't have a lot of titles, at least for now. LeBron, or Magic got 5, so definitely Magic is the anomaly, but everybody else on that list, LeBron has 4, but the main people that did it consistently don't have a lot of championships. So I think the media probably gonna try to spin that, just me guessing how the media is, and we'll see if he get in the first ballot. We gotta wait 5 years? I think he gotta be retired for 5 years. So that's 26, so 2031. Oh dang, what the heck? Oh man, I'm having a rough night tonight, just so far. I'm so ready to give up. Yeah, I must have fell from a real high place. Oh well. Okay, I leveled up with the season thing, so I think my money might be close to being maxed out. Alright. Alright, so we'll keep it rolling. I think we're gonna go ahead and do the last map, and then I think maybe every run we'll just start spending a little bit of money, just making our own loadout. I think I'm gonna spend the money though. I'm not gonna use what's in my vault, so so we'll see how things go. But last map is Outpost. Now, let me see something here. Yeah, so you gotta have go 3. I have to figure that. So Cryo Archive is still. I never played that map yet because I never reached the credentials to. So we're gonna go Outpost. Let it load it since it takes so long. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about football season, though. I'm excited about football season. Yeah, preseason now is sort of watered down because there's only 3 games. So the starters usually sit. You don't want to get hurt. So you usually don't see your starters unless they rookies or young, young players, because you still want to get reps because they never played in the NFL, so you want to get some type of NFL reps. But other than that, veterans don't pretty much rarely play in the preseason, especially the quarterbacks. So, but one of my topics tomorrow, which was last week also, quarterback battles. Minnesota's is over. They named Kyler Murray the starter. Not really surprised by that. J.J. McCarthy just don't have the experience. Kyler does. And I'm one of the people that believe in Kyler. There's a lot of people who basically love him or hate him. In today's NFL, to me, I don't want to say he's a perfect quarterback, but he's what you need. Off-play scripted play, which he does, but I also believe in playing on time. Now that's his weakness. He definitely can't play on time, so eventually you got a ceiling. It's not going to work. Yeah, you might every once in a while beat the defense by moving around, traveling around, or whatever. But for the most part, that's going to be an issue. So, we'll see what we do. But Minnesota, but I gotta say, even though Arizona has some talented people there too, but Minnesota's a whole other level. Justin Jefferson, Addison, the skill guys they got in Minnesota is definitely a tier above Arizona, so maybe that'll help. But Minnesota defense is decent with Robert Flores doing as the DC, so but like I said, I heard both. I heard some experts just say he's not going to make it. And I heard some people say this might put Minnesota back in the hunt. So I'm sort of in the middle. I'm more leaning towards he could do it. But I mean, the NFC North is a tough division anyway. So, but they was over 500. Well, the whole division was, or was Detroit 8-9? But they did finish above. They didn't finish in last place. So with the quarterback play they had. You figure you'll get better quarterback play from Murray, so not surprised by the decision. Maybe I was just surprised how early it was made. I thought, maybe a few preseason games would be played first. So we'll see if the Vikings do that. I mean, now the Sam Darnold thing looks like a huge mistake, because they let him go and then he goes with the Super Bowl with Seattle. So I think I think that's put the spotlight on the Vikings as an organization. That they should have kept Darnold. Cleveland situation, it's just weird. Naming basically not declared to a starter, just saying basically it's like a tie. They got Deshaun and Shador as the QB1s. Cause I think I saw it say Deshaun or Shador Sanders is the starter. So yeah, I personally don't like that. I think they need to just declare it or just wait. But the depth chart is public information. So, um, so in that situation, like I said, personally, mean, I'd be shocked if it's not Deshaun Watson because of the investment. Most of the stuff I see from training camp, Shadour's looked a little bit better than Deshaun, but I don't know. Like that situation, I have no idea. Other than what I just said, I don't know how that's gonna go. So, but I think they hopefully will make a decision. So, I just saw something about Atlanta because that's a real battle. Basically, Tua's going to start. He's going to play in the first preseason game. He's going to start. But still no starter decided yet. Michael Penix Jr., of course, is in the running as well. But I think Tua probably got the upper hand because, like I said, the more experience. So, but Atlanta got a lot of good skill players around. The Tua has played with a lot of good skill players. So, you saw what he's done in Miami. So I'm thinking he has the edge there. And the Raiders, like I said, I think it's going to be Kirk Cousins. The more and more I'm headed out of that camp. He had a little scuffle with Max Crosby. Got suspended for the day. Which is, training camp stuff like that happens. But the perspective that I heard, like, this might have been a coach thing just to set a tone. Like, all right, Max Crosby is your best defensive player. You can argue Kirk Cousins is a veteran quarterback of your offense, and you suspend them both for practice. So that means everybody else can get in line. Just to know that you definitely could get disciplined as well. So might have been employed, to get the team right. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, so I'm missing a place because pretty much everybody else know who their starters going to be. Now Arizona has come out, especially after the Hall of Fame game, how the back kid looked from Miami. But like I said, but see, like practice and preseason is just so hard to evaluate because you're not seeing that team's best schemes. You basically get vanilla defenses as far as the offense. Defensively, so, I mean, I think it's a big disadvantage because you're not disguising anything, pretty much playing basic defenses. So any quarterback that's comparable, so depending on how you look at it, any quarterback that's comparable is going to do well. But if a quarterback struggles, then that could tell you something on that end as well. Like, okay, this is basic stuff, and you're still struggling. So that could be the case. So, I ain't even set up. Okay, we just gonna chill right here. Might can get out of here. Hopefully, we don't have a lock. About to put that weapon out there. Let's
20 minutes remaining.
Okay. That's all the way over here. It's guarded. But screw it. We're going for it.
Maxwell's here.
But yeah, I just can't wait till the season to start. Oh dang, I gotta sit in here some more. base. Alright. So I'm gonna chill right here to the cascade and just like melting lava raining for real. Yeah, man. But yeah, as we get closer to the season, I start put together predictions, division winners, MVP, Super Bowl, playoffs, all that stuff. So. Okay. So we around this. Yeah, it's sort of a dead end. Oh snap. Shoot. Ah, it's a person. It's over the hat tile. Alright, wasn't a bad run, but couldn't get to where we needed to go. Yeah, man, you know. Like I said, we'll talk about that tomorrow as well. That's something on the docket. MLB, we just look at the standings and playoff picture and everything else. See if that changed a lot in the last 9 days. We still got a long way to go with that. The wild card's gonna be crazy. I think that's why baseball, like I said, it's still, you know, baseball is baseball. You either you love it or you hate it, especially in today's generation. But I really think the changes they made over the last years has wound up being good changes. The challenging of the balls of strikes, the challenging period, the wild card expansion. So now, you know, even if your team is under 500, you still got a chance to make the playoffs. So that keeps that team fan base engaged, at least somewhat. And then baseball is just an up and down sport. Like I said, I'm gonna keep using Boston as an example. The Red Sox, they've been, I'm gonna say at least 10 games under 500. Like in June, like they just went on this. I think they still were like a run when they won like 40 out of 45 or something crazy, like that, and flipped their season right around. And now it's a perennial wild card and possibly could win the division still. So, you know, the season's never over. Now you get to that point, you know, certain teams have separated themselves somewhat, but it's still really bunched up. Look at the Dodgers. Still, I think I'm not worried about them so much, but they having issues. I think they lost like 6 out of the last 7 games, so it happens. It happens in baseball. You're gonna have a slump. But you know, the cream usually, you know, go to the top, or basically you got to just be playing good baseball at the right time. So, but like I said, with them, I said this statement to my brother, to other people. They wouldn't, you know, they're gonna win the West. I don't see Arizona or the Padres catching them. So they're gonna win the West. Now I don't know if they might not be the 1 seed, because Milwaukee's playing very, very well. But they definitely, you know, lost they not, like I said, you gotta get them early. Like you gotta get them in a 5-game series because it's a short series, so anything can happen there. But if it's a 7, if they make it past that, basically if they make it to the NLCS, they're going back to the World Series, and then American League wise, I don't really see anybody that can challenge them. Pitcher wise alone, let alone the lineup, but pitcher wise, I think they'd be a deeper team. So I think it's possibly they could get upset in that first, because a lot of, just look over the last few years, two of my teams, two teams I root for, Orioles and Braves, they lost. After winning 100 games, they lost. They both lost, I think, the same year in the first round. Or that wild card, or whatever they call it now, because I'm confused now, because it's the wild card is like 3-game series, so best 2 out of 3, and then you got the National League Division Series. So the Division Series, that's it. So the Division Series. So if they don't lose in the Division Series, I think they're gonna win it again. I don't see nobody beating them in 7 games. So even though they struggled a little bit, I think they fine, because I think they still gonna win the West. It depends on what they get in that, that first round or the NLDS. I think they still be good. The NLCS is a 7-game series, so. So that's my dart on the Dodgers. Almost an hour into the stream. Seems like we've been on longer. But it's only been never even an hour yet. So we're gonna switch our show, and then we're going to go back to Prometitor, and then I think we're gonna build a loadout this time. We spend a little bit of money because now we is maxed out officially. So we maxed out at 30,000. So we're gonna start spending a little bit of that money. Okay, so what I'm gonna use first? Let's use Recon. I like the Recon. Shell. Out here. So we switch that. Let's go to the Armory. So we're gonna we're gonna spend money here. Even though some of this stuff is free, but even though like you gotta get to a certain level to buy certain stuff also. So I guess we gotta use the free weapon first. So let's go ahead and use the login weapon first. And then we're so alright, we got all the free stuff. Alright, so let's look at our loadout. Okay, so we need we still need a lot of stuff, so it's this. Okay, so we upgrade, but we can buy, we need this stuff. Alright, I think that's enough of those. Let's do some shield charges. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. Okay, I want another weapon to take out there as well. So we probably gonna have to dip into our vault, unfortunately, because it's until you level up with these fractions, they don't sell you anything. Alright, what kind of gun we got? We got that, so we can buy some ammo there. Alright, so that's good. Got a lot of space though. Alright, let's buy one of these. Let's buy this. Alright, so we got 2 weapons. I think they take these. Right. Oh no, I take the same ammo. Hopefully that's enough. I don't really use the grenades much. Let's use that. Get an ammo crate. That'll help us. Alright. Alright, so guess we can't use an ammo crate for whatever reason. Don't know. Okay. Alright. Okay. So this is our loadout. Let me see, like I said, if I can. But maybe this is why. Maybe I can use it now. Right ahead of ammo crate. Yeah, okay, that's why. Alright. So get the cores. Alright, so we'll go out with this loadout here. That's a recall. Then we're gonna go to perimeter as well. So yeah, so we spent a little bit of money. Spent like 4,000. We might do it again. Every time we change a shell, maybe I'll go ahead and play around with that and do that. And then maybe we might have to even touch some of what I already got in my vault. So alright, we're about an hour in. Appreciate y'all being here. Like I said, join me tomorrow morning, South Sports Video Blog, around 10 a.m. We'll talk sports. Sunday, like I said, I'm gonna cover, like I said, tomorrow, look at my community wall, cover the game and poll so you guys can vote what game y'all want to see Sunday night. We'll go live Sunday night as well. So we're gonna stay on for at least another hour. Like I said, we'll see how the vibe is going. If it's still sort of quiet like it is now, we'll get off an hour. I'm not gonna drag out the stream too long. You guys watch the playback. Go ahead and get a little bit of rest. Let's see how successful we are here. Okay, let's set a path. Let's go to
CyberArk wishes you error-free operations and optimal outcomes.
Haven't been really successful tonight yet. I like the recon because I like to scan the area. You know. Should we look around in here? See if there's anything valuable in here. I doubt it. But honestly, I'm still, like I said, I was watching, haven't in a while, but I was watching experts of the game just to see, you know, what's valuable, what's not, what's worth trying to get, what's worth, you know, what's not. So. Yes, I'm walking around. I don't know if they bots or... It's a bot, yeah. Ah, there's a bunch of them.
Find them.
Yeah, it's got a little funny. Yeah, I don't like this. Got him.
Engage.
See what we really were doing.
Gotta be careful.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, this guy sucks.
Signal recall window closes in 20 minutes.
Go here.
We can't stay forever.
Let's get out of here. So we'll try to get out of here. At least everything we bought will be ours. We might be successful this time. Okay, we're gonna make it. Got up out of there. We did good. Though we always got killed by the bots. Once I raided that lower area, they came and tried to take me down. Alright, let me see, did they keep our, I doubt it because they use your ammo. So I gotta restock our ammo. But we're gonna keep this loadout. Now this gun I don't like. I really don't. I don't like the scope on it, but let's see, do I really got a few? Let's see. Enough of that. I need some more shield. See if I can buy. Hey, which one did I buy from though? Okay, right here, okay. Alright, so we're gonna change, we're gonna go to Dire Marsh. Of course, daytime. Night still locked. So we had a successful run, so that was good. And you're about to go ahead and get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Some people popped in and out, stayed for a few minutes, stayed for a minute or two and left, so it wasn't completely a dead zone tonight, but as of right now, the way days go, like I said, we probably hit it at 10:30. Try to get through all the shells as I can, but the ones that I like for sure. Excuse me. Alright, reloading now. See how successful it is at Diamond. Alright, mark the path here. Try to get the bait.
CyberAtme wishes you optimal conditions for success.
Yeah, this gun, man. It has a small cursor, but I thought he dropped something, but I guess he didn't. Okay. Traps. We keep going, we're going, we go down here. No. Well, maybe, let's see. Let's back on this point this way. So far, quiet.
An anomalous rift has been detected in the area.
Okay. Oh, no. I don't even know what that is, but it might be valuable, but we ain't skilled enough. I need to go and fight them. On this ladder. Alright.
Go. If it moves, end it.
Dang. Oh, a lot of enemies ahead. This is too high to fall from. Try to jump over the spots. Here, then here. There we go.
Signal recall window closes in 20 minutes.
Where we at? Here, so let's reroute. Go here.
Pinging our exit.
Okay. Oh, shoot.
Compromised. Seeker deployed.
Other one at right there. Ah, shoot. I should have just ran anyway. Ah, snap. Almost. No cigar. So we definitely gonna go back to the sponsor kit because just lost a lot of our stuff. So yeah, we got screwed. So I mean, that was a good run though. That was a good run. Um, Let me check out. In fact, let me go ahead and set up we're going to do the sponsor kit. Of course, we lost everything, so I don't think it's clean. Wait a sec. I mean, still got a lot of space in my vault, but go ahead and put the free kit up. We're gonna start with a pistol. We still got one more map to do with the recall. We're gonna do outposts, so I'm gonna take a quick break, maybe 2 minutes. You go to the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Peace and love, guys. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Wild Wisdom Streams. We're gonna end it in about a half hour or so. Again, we'll be back tomorrow morning. The Sounds Post video blog. I appreciate you guys so much, and give me about 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. Peace and love. Be right back. So back. Yeah, about 30 minutes left. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. To get us this time as usual, get us into a match. Our subscriber count is at 504. It was at 505. That was the max. We lost somebody. I know that about a couple of days. I think about 2 days ago. Um, and that's why I know some people that's not monetized. They sort of push. They drop their Cash App, their Venmo, or whatever in the chat. I don't do that. I'd rather it be genuine. So if it's like somebody that wants to donate, I definitely won't say no. But that's the only way I'll put my information if somebody asks. They can donate. But I'd rather to be genuine. I don't want it to be. Not saying it's not genuine if I pushed it, but I just don't want to be pushed on anybody because yes, of course, like I said, everybody want to make a little extra money, regardless. But I don't want it to be forced on you guys. So that's why I never did that. And then, like I said, I don't want it to be. Honestly, that's my biggest fear. Like, if I did that, there would definitely be no excuse for me not to go live or, not to play a certain game or things of this and that. I just think things will start to get a little complicated.
Notice, the pinwheel's extended wheels may provide a clear
But sometimes like I said, about, and like I said, I haven't talked about it a lot, but I'm nervous, I'm scared, of course, I'm trying to get things right, for my newborn son, my first child, like I said, by the way. Probably should have started shooting them first. Probably draw a lot of them out now, yeah. Yeah, took a lot of them out though, but I don't know how many left. I think that's it for now. But yeah, I don't want to be sort of like, I've seen it with other YouTubers, just like, feel sort of obligated. I can't declare, like I said, when I do have my little hiatus, it's like it be mostly for a reason for me. So, like if I, let's just say, for example, someone donates to me, but then I have to cancel a stream or, things of that nature. Even though I honestly would try hard not to, if I was compensated, well, not compensated particularly for that reason, but if someone donated, I definitely would feel I don't want to disappoint, but like I said, the way my life is now, at least in this point of time, like I said, I can't, and that's why, like, as far as my community world, like I used to put a schedule, I don't do that anymore because something might pop up and I can't stream that day or I can't do what I say I was going to do that day. Like, that's how my life is going right now, so I think if I start getting donations, it will almost be required, because, so I don't want to put myself in that predicament. That's why it's like, I know if somebody go out their way and ask me for information about how they can donate, I know that it's, at least I know that it's more than I said it is, because it could be, excuse me, still not genuine, even with that situation, I just see too much. Maybe it's the YouTubers I've seen. So maybe, you know, I just feel like I'd rather just not go there right now. Now, monetization is monetization. I mean, you really got a choice. So, well, you got a choice either way, but I just feel like it'd be more, if I'm at that status, then of course, you know, I want to try to do what I can for the channel, but just y'all watching, you know, that's why I read that now. I need watch hours, I need more subscribers, so I'm more hoping that grows, because I think the money will come later for sure. But right now, honestly, like, this is not my main focus, because I admit that. Like, I just focus on trying to be a ready father for my child. So that's my main focus right now. So that's what I'm mainly focused on, to be honest with you guys. So let's just hang around since we got 30 seconds left before the exfils load, and then we'll go from there. But yeah. So even, you know, even when I had a lot of time, I never like pushed that, you know, and nobody never donated to me as far as when it came to YouTube. So I had some loyal supporters. I still have some.
20 minutes remaining.
So,
Seeker deployed. Gathering intel.
only one. So, going the wrong way though. So yeah, that's my stats on that. But hopefully, like I said, days have progressed and get better. But like I said, once the child's born, I don't know how my schedule is going to be. Like I said, my work schedule might change in the blink of an eye also. So, and then honestly, like sometimes I just be beat or just not in the mental state to stream. You know, like some of the streams I end early just because I just don't feel like doing it anymore sometimes, or thinking about it a lot. And you know, I think that's not fair to you guys. And I want to give y'all a great stream. So, oh shoot, I'm out of ammo. Yeah, we lost. Alright, bow down on this one. Yeah, it did too much battling at the beginning. Ran out of ammo. Which would have been tough anyway, it was surrounding me, so. Would have been tough anyway. Would have been a tough one anyway, would have been a tough one. So. Alright, got about 20 minutes left. Let's, gonna switch shells. Reload up. Alright, so we're gonna change shells. Ran through recon. I like the assassin, but I like recon. I think my top 3 is destroyer, recon, and triage. I'm sorry. I like Assassin. Haven't really used Vandal much. Haven't used Thief much. Sentinel is the newest one. I kind of like Sentinel as well. But we go Triage, and then
I'll fix it.
I got a feeling this will probably take up the rest of our time. So go ahead and use him. Let's get our kit together. And we're gonna go back to the perimeter again. Like I said, this is a good game. I mean, it's different for me. I never played any strategy shooters. This is my first one, so. And like I said, I stay solo because, not saying I wouldn't be a good teammate, but I'm just not. Even with Call of Duty, even though I play Team Deathmatch with my brother, maybe because we got a rapport now, playing for so many years together. But I'm just a solo guy. I like to play solo. I don't want to hear the noise or you could have did this. I don't want to hear all that noise. Like, at least I know when I play solo, it's me against the world. If I fail, it's on me. Like, I like that. I like playing like that with all games, you know. I play a lot of sports games, basically. So even though you can play teams with sports games as well, but mostly you don't. You play solo. And, you know, it's you against that one person. Like, that's how I like it. Pretty much, that's what I grew up on with a lot of other games. So, like, team games, you know, they come around to later on. So, I'm still sort of old school with that. So, I think that's part of it also. But, honestly, like I said, with this game, I wouldn't be a help to the team. So, I don't want to disrupt nobody else's team. I just play solo. Successful when I can be successful. Like I said, Call of Duty, I usually play free for all. That's my favorite mode, always going to be. But I play team deathmatch mostly because me and my brother don't want to play every day. So, but before I met him, I was playing free for all. I had coworkers of mine. We had a group that we had played, but that was like maybe twice a week, maybe 2-3 times a week. But mostly, either I'm playing like solo platformers or I'm playing games where it's like basically me against that one person and ain't a whole bunch of others involved. So I'm just more comfortable playing that. But you know, I try to learn. That's why I try to learn this game. Man, we need to start watching some more experts again. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, but this is a YouTuber called Strife Max. He sort of like blew up overnight over this game. To me, he's the best as far as what I've seen at explaining the game and, you know, things of that nature. So I definitely used to watch a lot of his videos, but I haven't lately.
Environmental data review in progress. Conclusion, tolerable.
So if you want to know about the game, definitely reach out to him. Maybe I might try to share one of his videos on my community wall. But I think it's harder to do that now. I don't know if it's because now you got to be in a different bracket. Because I was trying to promote some of my newer YouTuber friends that I couldn't like I did in the past. Like I could take a video and share it on my community wall. And now it's like harder to do. So, well, I don't know if it's because that person is smaller, but it didn't matter. Usually you could just share anything on your community wall. So maybe I would have to like screenshot it and then tag them. Maybe I would have to do that. Maybe you're already in trouble. Already in trouble. Yeah, the bots are really aggressive, man. Really aggressive.
Feeling better.
Forget it. Let's just already marked on the map. So let's just keep going this way. Out in the open. So my plan is after we go through the maps again with the triage, and then we'll wrap up the video or the live. Like I said, be live again tomorrow morning though. We'll be focused on sports. Troy West, Side Sports Video Blog, episode 339. Still haven't, like, I guess I don't, I mean, I'm happy to reach 500 subscribers, but I just don't feel like it should be celebrated because, you know, not gonna say I feel like it shouldn't be, but I still, you know, first of all, it took a longer time than I thought to reach that goal, and then I just, personally just feel like, you know, we're still not monetized, still things that we gotta, still goals that we gotta set, so. And there's a lot of competition out there also, like, you know.
Med drone active. Systems compromised.
Oh, so it's not working?
Ammo crate placed.
Really? You did a lot. Yeah, but basically I'm not a traditional co-op player, so. Taking down the bots. Okay, okay, how much time we got to, 11 seconds, let's stay right here.
Minutes remain.
Yeah, let's go to station.
This looks like a good spot for an escape.
Quiet, quiet. Oh snap, it might be empty though. Wow, dang. Sorry for them, but might help you out. Okay, so I got a feeling somebody will be over here.
down.
Yeah. Gotta do that. Yeah. Yeah, not surprised. I knew somebody was gonna be over here. Once we found that body there. Yeah. So we tried. Alright, so let's get our kit and get right back out there. We'll go to Dire Marsh now. Yes, I'm in the codex stuff. It's been there. Oh. Okay, I guess I did use Triage left this season. Alright, let's go ahead and go back out there. Go to Dire Marsh, then Outpost, and then be out of here. Alright, something going on. Something going on a little bit. It's acted up a little bit. I don't know what's going on. Try it again. Yeah, so there's something just going on with Dire Marsh. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to Outpost first there. See if that works. Okay. We'll go back to Dire Marsh then. See if it works. If it don't, then like I said, this will be our last rush for the night. Don't have a big crowd. I'm feeling a little tired, just a little relaxed. So we'll go back and try it. If it don't, if it's doing the same thing, that's how we're in the stream. It's taking a while. Well, this is normal. It takes a while sometimes. Yeah, guys. Now we're about to get to the stream, but now that I'm having a son, I was focused on having a girl because my girlfriend, I really like her mind. Like I mean, I'm a type. I like affection. I like what she's also given me in the early beginning. Now, during the pregnancy, things just more complicated a little bit, but as far as, just as she is a person, I love her mind. I love her insight on a lot of things. She's a little younger, not a lot younger. She's only like 5 years younger, maybe 6 years younger. But I just like her aura. I like her attitude. I guess me, like I said, I like affection. Honestly, I know they say actions speak louder than words, but sometimes I like to hear the words a little bit sometimes. I like to hear the words a little bit sometimes, but I don't want to, I'm not really gonna bring that up to
You rise again on bonds spun new and fresh.
But like I said, I just want to be a good father to my child, and I think she's probably what this is just me. Like we don't never had these conversations because I don't want to say she criticizes me, but she say I think too much. I'm too emotional. Those type of these guys jumped over quick. Yeah, we going down this time. Yeah, Jimmy's up. She rarely, I guess, and this is just a preference of mine, she read, I think, this is my opinion, I think in her mind, she's like, well, I'm still here, I'm having a baby, that should be enough for you to know that that you mean a lot to me. But she don't say that, she don't say it at all, she told me she loved me. And I almost could count on, I probably could count, well, it's probably been more than 10 times, so I would say I can't count it, but the times that I really want, I can count, I say it all the time. Anytime I get a chance, I tell her, I love it, So, so that's I would say disconnect, but I think she's saying, well, my actions as far as me having a child, this and that, that's, you should know, little stuff that she do, tonight, she came, sat with me, around and stuff like that. So, that's why I was I really, and, I really want to make her happy. I know she's saying to focus on the child, which is true. That should be focus. That should be my main focus. And it is. It's still, I mean, I guess she don't think so because I'll bring up, well, but it's, but I love you too. I don't, I love my child and I love you. Why can't it be both? And that's what I was trying to say. So, but things, lately, because she separated herself from me for a little bit, but she's been more, especially now that we know a lot what's going on now. I think she sort of want me to be there, At least that's what I feel, you know. So I'm grateful for that. And so like I said, like as far as YouTube, like I said, well, like I said, I know I always say left YouTube because I never really left. I never was really inactive. I always try to let you guys know what was going on one way or the other. But I always take breaks. So I feel like I'm just saying, it's possibly another break could be coming. I have to be off YouTube for a while just to figure things out in my life. Like I said, looking for this other job and things of that nature. So that's why I say I got some day ones that's been there for me through everything. So I appreciate y'all. I'll be honest with y'all. I always will be. I always be honest with y'all. And I don't try to compare myself to other YouTubers, but I know, my cap is my cap. But I feel like my biggest, man, it's not working for some reason. Since I'm talking, we gonna go back to preventative and then we'll end it there. Yeah. I appreciate y'all, man. Like, I know it's all about entertainment. And, as they say, I don't have the gift of gab. I just talk. I just say what I gotta say and keep it moving most of the time. Maybe sometimes I will vent a little bit, but I just think, this is my opinion. And I ain't gonna say I don't watch people that I ain't gonna say they do it on purpose, just go off the top and be over dramatic. I watch the drama, yeah, I'm all about that, but I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm just gonna tell you what it is. When I do my gaming streams, like I'm doing now, I would just talk here and there. My sports streams, I just, get off what I need, pause, get off what I need to get off, give you my opinions, and, if you got dialogue or you got opinions, we can go back and forth. I think that's, all my sports streams been somebody asking me questions or, ouch. Asking me questions or, making the stream what it is. So, as far as like doing all that off the wall goofy stuff, like you're not gonna get that here. Like, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Not gonna overexert anything. So that's just that for me. So this is our last run for the night. So we're gonna shut it down. And about 12 hours or less, we'll be on again live, and we'll talk more sports. So, but I just, I'm not a religious person, but I guess, I was about to say keep me in your prayers, which I don't mind. But I guess it'd be sort of hypocritical because I'm not really, religious or, I don't pray much. I'm gonna put it that way, So, just to be honest as well. But yeah, I get it. I get it. That's why I know. That's why, maybe just taking the channel slower to grow. Like I talked about before in the past, like, you would think, and like I said, I'm going to break it down like this again, like, and I don't want to put it on my sisters, I don't want to put it on them per se, I just want to put it on anybody that really say they support you, right? Like, even if they don't, and only why I use women and men as an example, because it's like, and this is just me, I don't expect, people don't expect a man to watch a makeup channel. That's what it is, right? So So your goal probably gonna be to draw towards women. And only why I bring my sisters up because, you know, I don't have any brothers, so. But I'm just say this, like, and I'm not saying I would watch 100% all the time, but if one of my sisters had a YouTube channel and they was talking about makeup or something that I wouldn't be interested, I'm trying to think about something like more general, not to make it like women against man, but. Yeah, I'm not going to watch a makeup channel. You know, I don't want to watch a makeup channel. But if I know if somebody I care about, I don't have to be a sister of mine, just somebody I care about, I'm going to still support the channel one way or the other. Either if it's donating, maybe just watch a little bit of the channel, something. But that's, you know, but usually you see most YouTubers, you know, their families is not their biggest supporters, so. I think that's just the thing. Especially depending on what you're talking about or what you're doing also. But, you know, it's a sports and video game channel. Sports, you know, it's mostly live, you know, sports and video games are mostly by men, so. So I don't blame them, you know, for that. So. Even close male friends of mine, like my you know, my best friend, my big bro, my little big bro, Don Juan, you know, I call him Don Juan, Fat Man. I forgot about this thing. I don't think I used it last time. So, you know, he don't watch, you know, he comes in here and there, but he's not a consistent, supporter, so. And he's my best friend, so. And he don't like, you know, he's not a sports guy, but he likes video games, so. Like this, for example, he's not in this live right now, so. But he's a supporter. I can't say he don't completely support the channel, but like we had a back and forth one time years ago. Not even recently, it was years ago. Damn, mother. Yeah. I'm gonna finish my point and then, you know, we'll wrap up the stream. Had to discuss it years ago. You know, he was like, well, he gave some suggestions though, you know, maybe you should be more basically ranchy, a little bit more, you know, all that. I was like, that's just not me, you know me. Like, that's not me. I don't wanna, and I'm gonna go ahead and say the word fake. I don't want to be fake. I want to be authentic as much as possible, because I don't want to have to come on here and especially all the dates I've been through in life. I don't want to come on here and be like a fake big first person just for the fake person just for the channel. Hey, bro. I wanted to be organic as much as possible because I still wanted to be a hobby, a love for it. I don't want to have to. Because to me, that would take the love out of it. It would take the joy out of it if I have to come on here and be a wholly different person. Like, that's just never been me my whole life. So I'm not going to do it for this either. So, yeah, like I said, his voice was valid. You know, you see other people do it. You know, now I can name some YouTubers. I think I'd be shocked if this wasn't their real personality. And I'm thinking about gaming YouTubers. Now, sports YouTubers, yeah, I think they sort of be over the top most of the time. Not saying that's who they are or not. Oh, excuse me. Big yawn there. But no, I'm not gonna. I already made that vow to myself and just to the channel. Like, you will get the authentic me, you know, every time. I'm not gonna come on here, you know, act a whole different way, and then I'm this way off camera, off YouTube. So that's never gonna happen. Because I don't want to. I wanted to be a joy. But my main thing at first was, like I said, I went monetization, all that, just like any other YouTuber. But I'm not gonna, basically be a character for it. I'm not gonna do it, and that's what a lot of YouTubers do. That a lot of them, but I know some that don't, and they still successful. So I'd rather be on that side than to basically be a character, be all crazy and do other crap for more subscribers and stuff like that. So that's where I stand on that, and we agreed to disagree. He comes through, he shows his support sometimes, but most of the time he don't, and that's just the reality. But like I said, if it was him, and like I said, this is my argument. If it was you, wherever how your channel was ran, I'm gonna be there, even if I don't like it, even if I don't particularly care for it or like it. I'm gonna support you because you're my man. You're my bro. So, but no, that's not most of And I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to get on the matter of fact, I'm not even gonna bring that up. But I just feel like sometimes, it's our people, and I'm not saying it's him, but I dealt with it on YouTube. Like, if somebody felt like you could pass them, they would kick you, they would keep you down. Like, they don't want you to be more successful than them, even though YouTube is a big place. YouTube, though, especially the stuff that I watch, there's some changes coming, so. But we'll see what the future holds. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down. Appreciate y'all, man. It's 10:41 Eastern Standard Time, so about 12 hours we'll be live talking sports. Join me tomorrow. We got a lot of big topics to talk about. Russell Westbrook retiring. With a Bob Saturday in the NBA. NFL preseason continues tomorrow. MLB playoffs, we'll look at that. Talk a little WNBA and other sports. So thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to all my subscribers. Shout out to our man Caper. Hope you're doing well. He's another bro that comes through, kick it sometimes. He ain't come through tonight. I was hoping he come through. Shout out to my man B. I've been thinking about you, bro. I still see you. I'm gonna have to probably reach out to you on here. I think maybe you'll respond right here on PlayStation. I still see you logging in, so that's actually a good sign. I'm grateful for that you log in. And everybody that support the channel, I just appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Miss Shorty, I'm gonna try to reach out to you again. Like I said, try to promote what I can promote. And thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Thank you guys so much. I'm Troy West. Thank you for watching Side Sports Gaming channel. While Wednesday stream is in the books. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.